Kayfaa, you may start, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Hold on. Okay, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, good evening, y'all. My name is Kayfaa, and I'm currently 14 at the moment. And today I'm going to be the moderator for this night presenter, Miss Irene. She is a mother of 3 children, and you guessed it, I am her eldest son. She is also the director for Ksuper Flexischool, aka KFS. And also, if you're interested to know more about Ksuper Flexischool, you can directly ask to her, or which I believe she will explain more about that later on. And without any further ado, let's go to the presentation. Time is all yours, Miss Irene.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Kayfaa. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Welcome to the presentation. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Dennis for giving me such wonderful opportunity to share the things that actually many people are quite curious to know about it. So before I start, I would like to share my slides. Okay, wait. Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening. Can you see my slides?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
So this is the presentation on a journey of our homeschooling life. So welcome to our homeschooling journey. This is such a long journey. We've been doing homeschooling since 9 or 10 years ago, and I will explain more about it later along with my presentation. So before we go on, this is the content of the presentation. I will share a little bit about me since the moderator didn't share the curriculum vitae as I asked him. And then I will also share how the journey begins, and then how I got to know homeschooling since it was very new back then in Indonesia, and then why I took the decision, and then I will share a little bit about the school that my friends and I started, and then later I will share my contact. So before we go on, I want to introduce myself. My name is Renna Irene Melinda. People call me Irene, including my students who are here today. Thank you, Ahmad, Nabil, for being here. I'm a mother of 3 children, as Kayfaa told us before. My eldest is 14, the second one is 12, and then my youngest is just turning 3 yesterday. I love to learn new things, explore new places, and make new friends. I live in Depok, and currently I'm working as literacy teacher and the director of Ksuper Flexischool, aka KFS. Okay, when we talk about the journey of my family homeschooling process, I will start from the 2004 because that was the moment when I got my first exposure to the homeschooling concept. And then I will, these years, 2004, 2014, 2021, are the crucial years in my homeschooling life. And then in 2014, we decided to take homeschooling as our educational system for our children. And then in 2021, as I mentioned earlier, My friends and I started this school called Flexischool. Let's start with the exposure. I grew up in Bandung. I spent all my childhood in Bandung until my university years. I went to Indonesia University of Education for my degrees in education and English. And back then, I was very young. In 2004, I got this privilege to know and to stay with American family and to know American families who are actually implemented homeschool as their educational system. I was really interested because it was new. It was new that when I knew that their children didn't go to school, and then I was like shocked because for me that would be, oh, too bad. Why you didn't go to school, things like that. But actually over the years, my understanding grew. I understand now that homeschooling is it's not the same as I thought before. So, and then in 2005, I got another privilege to be a teacher of a student named Susie. Susie is an Indonesian girl, but adopted by American family. And the family have the goal to homeschool Susie as a transition from being Indonesian to be half American and half Indonesian. Well, actually, she's Indonesian, but since her parents American, then that's what her parents want. So for almost a year, almost a year, I helped Susie with her homeschooling life. And then that was the thing when I feel like this is really good. This is, it's a different system, but it has a unique and very flexible system. So I got very, very interested back then. But since I was a student in the university where people graduated to be a teacher, this is also like scared me, because if everybody homeschooled, what will the teacher do? Because back then, the parents got around 80% of homeschooling activity with her children, and 20% is from external teacher or family members. So that was the first time. And then in the same year, I stayed with this wonderful, wonderful, loving, caring, and very humble family, American family, the Stillman family. Kayfaa call the Stillmans as Nini and Aki, Peter, and Nini Jenny. They are more like my foster parents back then. And then they homeschool their 3 children. And Amanda now is working for United Nations in Chad. Chad is in Africa. And then Joanna works also in the United Nations, in UNICEF, but still in America, if I'm not mistaken. And the third one, Marianne, is a homeschooled mom. So I was very amazed to see this family, how do family interact with each other, how they nurture the intellectual side of the children and stuff. And back then I was hoping, I was praying, if I had family, I would just do it like they did it. So that was the first time. And then this is years after, in 2014. I sent my eldest son, Kayfaa, to this kindergarten, a very good kindergarten with a nice building. You know, if you pass the school, you will say like, this is a really good school and my son will have a good education and stuff. Homeschooling still in my mind, but back then I wasn't sure if I want to do it. So I sent him there. And the first thing that really broke my heart was the bullying. It was really bad, really, really bad. It's only kindergarten and it's already happened. And well, back then I already resigned from Universitas Pajajaran as a lecturer. So I was a full-time mom. So that was really broke my heart. And then that's the first consideration that I took before I decide to homeschool my son. And then the second one, maybe Kayfaa remember this, the teacher diagnosed him to be to have the dyslexia. By the end of the semester, the teacher came to me and told me that your son is struggling with the class and then with the process of learning. I think your son has special needs. I was like, what? She assumed that because Kayfaa had difficulty in knowing numbers or alphabets and things like that, but she was not a psychologist. She's not a certified kindergarten teacher. So I wasn't really sure. But can you imagine? My heart was, like torn into pieces because all the label was there. Well, he couldn't learn, he couldn't know the number, maybe you should send him somewhere. And I said like, okay, maybe this is the answer of my prayer. I need to no, not I, but we needed to take decision, my husband and I. So we decided from that on that we would like to homeschool our children because the bullying went really bad and then the label just hitting every day. So that was not good and we're not happy about it. So this is the questions that many people ask me. How to start? Is it hard? Is it easy? Things like that. So here I would like to share the things that my family thinks about how to start homeschooling. The first one, I will do the counterclockwise, so you will see to the left. Yeah. The first one, you need to do research. You need to do research on what homeschooling is, what kind of homeschooling do you want to apply. And there are many books out there. John Holt is the writer of many homeschooling books. And then from Indonesia, you can read many books from, not many, but books from, let's see. Wait, I need to see the participant first to see if my friend's here, because is Frey here today? Okay, no. Okay, we share the same book because I have my friends who will come here today that know the title of the book. We have this book about homeschooling and the perfect simple guide to do it. Okay, wait. No. And then there are books about belajar di mana saja, kapan saja, and things like that. And then for curriculum, you need to do some research on, this is what I did, on how families conducted homeschooling. So I see from one family to another family what they do, how they do it, what curriculum they do. And then when I know what curriculum they used, I try to find it. I do some research on it, like what do I need, what I don't really need, and things like that. And then after research for almost like a year or so, and then the next step is to put your goals. You need to put your goals before you do everything. You have to know the main goal why you homeschool your children, because this is really important starting point. Because once you know about it, once you know what you want to do, you will be firm in doing things. You know what to do. You will be, it's not easy to be shaken, things like that. So make sure that you know your goals. And then I talk about this to my husband a lot. What are we going to do? What is our hope in the next future? What will the children will be in 10 years? What will they achieve in on their like adulthood, things like that. And then after that, we need to give our commitment. Commitment is very important in homeschooling life, because your life will be, you will pour all your life there. You have to be committed to your goals, because the children depends on you. If you're shaken, how can they go on? So you need to have a firm commitment. And then the next one is action plan. After you have the commitment, what will you do? What step are you going to take? Are you going to start now, tomorrow, next week, next year? What will you do? Make it for a week first, and then you will see how it goes in a week. And then make for a month, and then you will see how it goes for a month. And then yearly, you can make it like the whole year plan. This will help you get to the goals that you want to achieve. So if let's say it's like a track, so the action plan will keep you on track. And then resources. This is also very important. Resources is the books that you use in daily basis and weekly basis, monthly basis, what they're going to learn, what they're going to they're going to absorb as a knowledge that they will take until their adult age, and then things like that. Resources back then, I use most of the resources I used still from United States, because back then there is almost none. Well, I have Mami Faye here, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Almost none homeschool books published in Indonesia. So I use some of the books as my resources, and then I also use the book like encyclopedia, and then like living books, and then working books and things like that. It's very important. And then you have to choose. You have to choose what kind of resources are you going to give all, because homeschooling, the newbie homeschooling family tend to give everything, like learn this, learn that, learn this, learn that, and then the kids will be overwhelmed, like, oh, this is way too much. So the parents should set what are they going to teach the children. Back then for Kayfaa, it's only language arts, and then science, and then what else, Kayfaa? Language arts, science, language art, what? Oh yeah, language arts, science, math, social studies, Quranic studies, and then craft. So it's only 6. It's only 6. I don't know. Different homeschool family will have different different types or different subjects that they will choose. But in our family, it's only 6 subjects that the kids learn. And resources we get from the web, we subscribe, we buy books and things like that. And then the next thing is community. This is really important. In 2014, one of my friends initiated a meeting. It's a small meeting in her house. It will be 5 of us. The one who initiated this meeting already passed away, my dearest friend, but her legacy still lives in me until today. And the other is we have here one of my dearest friend, Faye, also one of my friends who initiated this community. And then in 2014, we finally have the community, the first homeschooling community in Depok, right? Is it the first? Yeah, I think it's the first, yeah.
No, it's not actually. Actually, it's not the first.
Oh, it's HSKM first, right? But in Depok, it's the
No,
first.
it's not. It's Chide. The first is Cibubur
Oh,
Depok.
yeah, Chide. Right. So, but the first Muslim homeschooling community.
Oh, that's correct.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So we had that. It's a very good to be in a community when you have the same knowledge, the same passion, the same frequency. You can share the resources, you can share the motivation. You can, when you're feeling like down, they will help you to be, stand tall again. That's the community does for these homeschooling families, and it still exists until this day. We called it Ksuper, Komunitas Keluarga Suka Pendidikan Rumah. And then that's the how to start. Maybe it's, like this is from our family point of view. Okay, this is the pros and the cons. Homeschooling, well, actually it's not fair because it's 3 and 4, but I should make 4. But anyway, I will start with the pros. You have the freedom. You have the freedom to choose what subject to learn. You have the freedom to choose the method you use to your children. I have 2 boys with age gap 2 years. They have different characteristics, so I have to find 2 different methods, and I have the freedom to do that. And then the flexibility. Our family travels a lot, so it does really help because they can do it. They can learn. They can absorb knowledge anywhere, anytime. Even when we went to the beach, Kayfaa, do you remember this? You learned about bulu babi. Remember?
Yep.
You know the structure, and then it's just like science class. And then we went to let's see. Oh, and we went to Jogja, and then it becomes his writing project that and you wrote your first book back then, right, Kayfaa? Yeah, that's when so it's become like a language art class. So it has lots of flexibility. And then the next one is individualized education. Means that you can fulfill the needs of each individual. Like it could be individualized. What my first son needs would be different with my second son needs. So I prefer to make it like very customized. And then the last one is strong bonding. That's what I feel. I have this is the blessing that I thank Allah the most, that I have the strong bonding with my sons, both the first one and the second one. They talk about everything, almost not everything actually, but they talk about everything to me. We discussed and I learned how to understand them. We have plenty of time to get to know to each other. So this is the pros, and there are many more, but I will just share four. And then this is the con. Again, this is from our family point of view. It's very energy consuming. I'm telling you, this is true. It's very energy consuming, especially with the family who that has more than one homeschool kids, because they will stay at home most of the time, not all the time, but it's energy consuming. Like, I need to be honest with myself that it takes effort to homeschool children. And then the second one, it requires lots of planning and organization. You need to plan everything with my family, yeah, because there are some family who doesn't like to plan or organize things, just go on and just follow the flow, just flow it like water, like that. But with our family, it requires lots of planning and organization. So I like to plan in, like, let's say with math, I have to plan what should they do in the term of 6 months. And then I will break down that into each month, so they know what they can do each month. It could be more, it could be less, but the planning should be there. And the organization, you need to check everything, like, I think in nowadays people call it portfolio, but back then we just said it's like archives. But we need to organize things, and then we need to declutter and cluttering and things like that. And then the last one, it requires determination and motivation. If you are having kids who go to school, it probably, maybe it won't affect that much. But for homeschooling mom, the determination and motivation will affect the children a lot. So you have to be stable. Not to be stable all the time, but you need to manage your emotion. You need to be, like, to just stop and for a second, just see the whole situation before you say things, before you blow up, things like that. So it requires more. Okay, this is Ksuper Flexischool. In 2020, we had COVID hit, right? I was like, yay, everybody now can feel what I feel. Their children stay at home most of the time. The children needs to learn all the time. And then they start to be like, no, my kids at home. Like, there are many memes and short videos in Instagram or YouTube. You can see how the mom got really frustrated and things. And then my friends and I, with the same friends that I have since 2014, we gathered. We have this meeting. It's hardly called meeting because we just chit chat and we had food, and then it was a fun meeting. We said we need to help family who wants to start homeschool. We want to share the things, how family can organize things. Like, to start homeschooling is hard, but with Flexischool, we make the concept that you can do both. I mean, like, the mom can have a rest, had a break on certain days in a week because there's this flexi school. And then in the other day, the mom can start to be the teacher again. So the flexi school, the Ksuper Flexischool really helps a lot of homeschool family to start their journey. And it's also it also has a different curriculum with the like with the public schools that we have now. It's not with national curriculum, so it was a very project oriented but not project based. And then we help the children to grow, to understand without spending many hours at school. You can still do it at home. We do it offline and online, so it's a good option for homeschool family or for family who wanted to start homeschooling their children. And this year, Ksuper Flexischool is already, wait, is it 2 or 3? Oh, it's 2 years. 2 years now. Our dearest friends already passed away a month ago, so that's a big hit for us. But as I told you earlier, her legacy is still living among her friends. So just in case you want to ask about me about this, I will explain more. Okay, this is the thing that I always told people, that I homeschool my children not to prepare them for the test, but to prepare them for life, because that's the real test. Life is the real test for us. So that's all my explanation today. You can contact me in my Instagram here at saslapratama, or my email at saslapratama@gmail.com, and this is my phone number. Maybe that's all. Thank you for being here. And I have my dad here. Hi, Dad. So is he still here? Wait, is he? Wait, yeah, I
All
have.
right.
Yeah, I have
Yes.
my dad here.
Okay.
Thank you for coming, Dad. So that's all from me, and
All
I
right.
give it back to Kayfaa as my moderator.
Yes, it's very interesting.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Mom, for the presentation. And if any of you have any question within the scope of her presentation topic, you may raise your digital hand on the Zoom so that there won't be any interference with the other audience. But since someone's already asked first on the chat box, I believe her name is Miss Cynthia Lauren. So you can ask my mom first. Do I have to read it out loud or? Yeah. Oh, right. So the question
you
is.
You can turn your microphone on if you don't mind, probably.
Oh.
If you wanna ask, but probably you can also read the question, Kayfaa.
Okay. So, Miss, as a homeschooling teacher, how do you think you can make a naughty children become obedient student?
And naughty children. You have to tell me the definition of naughty children first. If you think if they cannot stop moving, then they are kinesthetic. What you can do, you can help them to move and to learn at the same time. That's my second son, because he likes to learn on top of the tree. He doesn't like classroom, but he likes to learn. So Miss Cynthia, maybe you can give a definition of naughty children first. Or maybe if they talk a lot, you can say like naughty kids talk a lot. Maybe they like to share things. maybe you can help them to explore more about their gift. Sometimes we misunderstood our kids because we see it from adult perspective. But when we put ourselves in their shoes, we can see how they think, how they feel, and then from that point you can see what they need, what they really need. So to be obedient, um, well, I'm not sure. If you just want to say yes, no, yes, no, yeah, probably that will be easy. Yeah, but obedience needs heart. When I talk to my son, if I want to give him understanding on things that I don't feel I'm agree with, I need to talk, not to make him obedient, but to make him understand what I feel, and then we will meet. We will find the the how can I say that? We can find the agreement on that. Like maybe I need to do this and then you do that, and then both of us, like can work together on these things like that. So maybe you can elaborate more if you can turn on your mic. Maybe that's from Miss um Miss Cynthia.
Okay, Miss. Thank you. Before, I mean that children nowadays children is when I teach, they are not listening to me, and they are always talking dirty words, and and maybe when I teach, they are not they are disturbing another children when children who listening to me when I teach, Miss.
What grade are they?
Sorry.
What grade are they?
Uh, they are second class
Second
of
grade.
second grade of vocational high school, Miss.
Oh, okay, so I thought like second grader, but it's like 10th grader. Yeah, 11. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
11, yeah, 11th grader. So wow, you're. I honestly, my eldest son is only 14 now, so I don't feel I'm capable of answering the 11th grader. What will I do with my son when he's turning let's say how old, like 17 in 11th grader? So I don't feel I'm capable, or I have the knowledge to answer that. I'm so sorry. I thought second grader, like little kid.
Okay. No problem, Miss. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much, Miss Cynthia, for the question. I hope that Miss Iran, even though Miss Iran cannot answer your question because she said that she is not capable of answering the question, but I know that you will eventually find a solution for your problem, so keep working on it. Okay, we got the next,
The next.
yeah, the next, what do I call them? Oh yeah, Miss Erlita. The next. Yeah. What is your question, Miss Erlita?
Okay, thank you, Kayfaa, and thank you, Miss Irene, for such an interesting material for tonight. This is very insightful, I think. I want to ask about maybe about two questions. Is this method in homeschooling is really effective for you answered before about my my kids is in 10th and 12th grade. So but mostly my children is go to the sekolah umum, general school. So I try to
Public
because
school.
Public school. Oh yeah, public
Public
school. So I know the public school is give less than I want to my kids. I think my kids need more. So I always try to give the more material in my home. But it's only maybe after in the 9th grade, I think the material is I think it's very hard for me. So when they go to they in the 10th, 11 and 10, 11. I just give up and I let them to go to another less a course of the for the very hard topic, just like physics or math and the other material. So how if I want if the goal of my children is maybe just going to the medical school, maybe it's really hard hard education. So is it effective to give our kemampuan kita sendiri gitu? So is it effective?
Our skills, our skills.
We depend on our skills
Capability.
or capability, or we have to go to the expert who in the field. And the second question is, okay, I learned about the homeschooling as a lembaga apa sih?
Organization.
Yeah, organization or program that is not really in home. It's really school. It's really school with the flexible time. So I found one in the Pasar Minggu. Their student is like artist or athlete that they want the flexible time, but it's really a school, but it's called homeschooling. So what's the difference about that?
Okay, I will answer the first one. Let's say your son or your daughter, your children want to go to medical school, and now they are in 11th and 10th grade. So you need to see what you really need, because I have friends here who are actually homeschooled, and the children went to UGM. Wait, UI. Or between that, UGM or UI, and they passed the test. So but maybe you need to focus on what you want. If that's what you want, maybe you can focus on the test for the medical school. Or we have a friend here also, my fellow friend, homeschooler also, who has a teenager age. How old is Alia? 17, 19?
Almost 18.
Almost 18. So maybe later Miss Faye can share how to be focused in having a homeschooler who are ready for higher education, like university or other higher education. And then the second one, I know what you mean. It could be PKBM. PKBM is a little bit different with Berkemas, because we also in Because also in Flexi School, we need to work with PKBM. PKBM is more like the governmental side. You need to legalize homeschooling process through the, like ujian paket A, ujian paket B. It's only for the PKBM. But for Flexi School, you still need to go to PKBM to take that. That's the difference. And in PKBM, you will still find, like national curriculum as their subject, but in Flexi School, it's different. Like, for example, in Ksuper Flexischool, we have economy financial. So they don't have it at school. And one of the program is to do internship, magang. And it's for the level 4 and level 3, which like junior high school and grade level 4 is equal to grade 8 and 9. So that's the difference. Maybe what do you know berkemas, Miss Alita? Maybe that's what you mean, right?
Yeah, I know. It's really true. It's called PKBM. Actually, I wrote the kind of lecture about that in my last university as a material. So I read a little bit there, a little bit here about that. So that's it, really, PKBM.
Yeah, it's different with Flexi School, I guess. Okay, I hope I can answer your question well.
Okay, thank you, Miss
You're
Iren.
very welcome.
Thank you so much, Ms. Iran, for the answer. Oh, sorry. Okay, we got another participant that wants to ask to Mr. Archit Abdullah. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Kayfaa. Wonderful presentation, Miss Irene. Wow, I just curious about the path of the next education, especially higher education. Would you like to elaborate on further on that, especially for those who take homeschooling, and then how they can undertake university, for instance, and how many steps that the students should follow? I know that university should have a formal certificate or something like that. You mentioned packet A, B, C, but can you elaborate in detail about that? And the second question is, what's your community? What does your community do at the moment, and what's the challenge for Ksuper Flexischool? Yeah, I think that's a really good initiative, and the first Muslim homeschool in Depok, probably good model for Indonesia in general. So, but I just curious the challenge in doing many activities in that organization. And the last one probably about the cost. People consider benefit and cost in taking this idea, homeschooling idea. How about the financial costs in doing all these activities? Thank you, Ms. Irene.
Okay, I will answer the first questions about the higher education. Well, actually, here I am not the representative of all homeschoolers, since they have different goal, different method, and different curriculum. So as I told you earlier, this is very individualized, very customized. So if you ask like, what is the next step of higher education? I will share the first thing about my son. So this is my eldest son, yeah. This is his last year, and grade 9. So what we plan for him next is to go to the public school. We project him to go to the public school. Why? Because my husband will take his PhD on archival science, so we need to move to another country. And paket A and paket A, berarti paket B is not quite acceptable there. So still we need to go. This is for my family. We need to go to the public school to get the formal certificate for the higher education to move to another country. But for other homeschooler, some of the homeschooler I know, they choose not to continue their study. Since the beginning, they agree to focus on things like soil. I have this friend of this homeschooler family who have a religious reason not to take subject like math, physics, chemistry, and stuff like that during the homeschool years. They only learn about the thing that they are really interested, and they're ready for the end of the day. So they build their system, they build their own village. They, like it's more like they build their own community. So it's different. They won't go to university because what for? That's for them. And then there are other homeschooler family who decided to go to the university. One of my friends, also Miss Faye's friend, just got accepted in PNJ, Polytechnic Negeri Jakarta, and she was homeschooled all her life, from the elementary school up to senior high school, and then now she's taking MICE in Polytechnic Negeri Jakarta. So there's no problem, I guess. But for formal, when you said formal to us, the homeschooler, formal means sekolah formal, while homeschooling is not sekolah formal. So even if you take paket A, paket B, paket C, it's not a formal school. Itu ujian kesetaraan, setara with equal with the formal school. So we don't have, just a formal, no. And then the third one, the cost. You can manage. This is the fun thing about homeschool. You can customize it. You can, if you can make your own budget on the curriculum you want to know. If you have lots of money, you can learn the history to different islands, do some travel around. But if you have like tight budget, you can find resources that are not too expensive. And if you want to spend more money, you can buy a curriculum from other country, but still it uses English as the main language, like Sunlight, and then PAL English, and then Cambridge. You can subscribe to that. But still, with homeschooling your children, you can manage your own budgeting. It's not like school. You have to get this much of money, and then you have to, not like that. So it was recommended for a family who got the income not in monthly based, by project. It's really project friendly. Okay, Kayfaa.
Okay, so this is gonna be our last participant to ask. To Miss Nata, Miss Nata, go ahead.
Okay, so thank you so much, Miss Renna, for the wonderful sharing. My name is Nata, and I want to know
maybe such a brief explanation about how do you think homeschooling have any limitation, like if we send our children to usual school, they have to face social experience. They have to know how teamwork is going, how collaboration have to be, and they have to face their friend. They have to have a lot of friends. So is this matter for you, and how you manage your children to prevent social anxiety while homeschooling them? So that's all my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, honestly, I've been waiting for this question to come because I want to make clear about this misunderstanding that homeschooler cannot, they have a limitation in socialization and stuff. Okay, let me clear my throat. So, during 9 years of homeschooled my children, I see that they have a better ability to interact with the older people, and since we have community, they love the younger and they respect the older. This is my experience. Most of my neighbor here thinks that Kayfaa doesn't have friends. He cannot talk to people like you all here because I keep him in the house all the time. Well, actually, it's not true. Because they have more free time, they can do things with the community. Last year, they have project called Studio Merdeka. There are friends. They make project and their age from 10 up to 14. 14 or 15, Kayfaa? Studio Merdeka.
Oh, so you're asking about what?
The age range.
11 to 14.
11 to 14 with from different places, and they can work together as a team to make a short movie, and they won. I think there's no problem unless you keep your children all the time in the house 24/7, no communication allowed, and then don't talk with anyone. Probably that could be happen, but for most homeschooler in Indonesia, it doesn't really affect much being homeschooled and being able to socialize, because socialization is not only happening at school. It could be at the community center. It could be like group like this, and then it could be in in many places. So we don't limit like you have to socialize at school, no, because they don't go to school, so they socialize in different places. And another misunderstanding about being homeschooled is they cannot talk to anyone who actually has different mindset. Well, that's also not true, because I've met other homeschooler older than my son who can share their ideas beautifully, who can just express their feelings and knowledge in a very polite and good way. So but I do understand that if you think homeschool like that, but yet again, this is this is based on my community and my family. So I'm not the expert of all homeschool in Indonesia. Probably there are some like that, but so far I haven't really met who are categorized like what you asked. Yes, Kayfaa?
Okay, I think Yeah, I hope Ms. Iran will answer the question. And yeah, that's it for the Q&A session. Now we will take a picture together. Please turn on your camera.
Okay, please turn on your camera ya. We're gonna take a picture together. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna count for 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay. One more. Hang on. This is still the first page. The second page. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna put you into breakout room, yeah. So there are 27 participants. Okay. If you wanna leave, you may. If you wanna stay, you may. So you are going to put the breakout room, and you will talk to your partner. For some of you who just join this meeting, so we're gonna put into 13 breakout rooms. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Just a moment. Sorry for taking a bit long time. Yeah. People just left, make me confused. Okay. Let me mention in now. This alone. Oh, okay. Wait. Room 5 or room 5 has, and then okay. Let me tell you the name. Room 1, Miss Alita will be with either Miss or Mr. Mufti Nadine. Room 2, Mr. Faisal will be with me. Room 3, there will be Mr. Abdullah Ahmad and Mr. Nabil. Room 5, Mr. Altamis with Mr. Tariq. Room 6, the new bride, Miss Astuti, will be with Kayfaa. Oh, Kayfaa, you can ask. No, just kidding. You're still young. You're still young. But you can ask the married one. And then Mr. Harry will be with Miss Retno. Miss Henning will be with Miss Iren. Mr. Hardy will be with Miss Nata. Mr. Juanda with Miss Rahmi. Mr. Acep, Miss Faye, and Haura will be in one room. So 15 minutes to talk in the breakout room. Start from now, please. Okay, Mr. Sugianto there. I probably move.
Hello, good evening. Oh,
Mr. Acep, I put you with Mr. Sugianto, sorry.
I think with Faye or somebody. I
Yeah, but then
forgot.
I put you again there. Is it okay? Let me put you to co-host, sir.
That's all right.
Yeah, so I'll put you. Wait, breakout room, where is it? Yeah. Or I put Mr. Sugianto there in your main room with you.
Where is Miss Sug-
Because there is no more
Mr. Sugianto?
invitation, Mr. Acep, yeah?
Yeah.
There you
So,
go. Yeah,
okay.
Mr. Sugianto and you will be there, and I'll move to another room.
Okay, good
Okay.
luck.
Thank you, Mr. Renis.
Hello, Mr. Sugianto. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Great then.
Sorry, I joined late because I just arrived in my home.
Oh, that's all right. By the way, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you again. Thank you.
All right. So, what do you think about the topic just presented by our speaker?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I just joined
Oh, yeah, I see. Sorry about that.
before record room.
All right. So you just okay, right,
Yeah.
right before breakout room session, right?
Yes, correct.
That's all right. So, well, so probably it's time for me to explain, to just share what
Yeah, it's
you
okay.
presented.
Yeah.
But did we meet before in breakout room or in the main session? I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I in breakout room. My first time join this
This
program.
meeting. Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I
Ah, okay.
already talked with you at the first time.
Okay. So I just wondering. So I ever met you before, right? Or this is just the first time?
Yeah, I already met you
Okay.
in
All
the
right.
room also.
Okay, great. So I just I just try to remember. All right. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, you are in East Java, right?
Yeah, I live in right now. I live in Bekasi.
Oh, in Bekasi. So that time I think in East Java, is that right?
No, I
Oh.
joined in Bekasi also.
Okay, all right. So okay, what I got from the speaker was she just presented the idea about homeschooling and her perspective and her family's perspective about homeschooling. So she also elaborated on the first time she got the idea in 2004, and then so that was the first time she got exposure on homeschooling method, but I didn't catch in detail from who, but she said that from like international family. And then she started an organization's Flexischool just recently, 2 years ago, by the way, 2021, and she homeschool all her children, and she elaborated the pro and cons, and many audiences also wondered about the benefits and the cost, as I also asked to her directly about the benefit and cost, and she said that in terms of benefit, of course, we have a flexibility in designing the curriculum, time, and also customizing the cost, as we have a different level of financial capability. And yeah, she also understand that in undertaking homeschooling method, it required huge energy, commitment, and also motivation to keep the she can keep educating and also in a good state of motivation. And in terms of continuing children's education to the higher journey, higher education journey, she said there's no really problem, and she mentioned some examples of homeschool students continue their study to university, like well-known university in Jakarta, and also in West Java. So basically, there's no real problem about that. But one thing that she said, she should take public school at the end, because she should bring their family to overseas, as she follow her husband to have a education abroad. So she said like that, and I think that was interesting, and it was my first time hearing these ideas in detail, and I think what a great effort that she did for her children. So what do you think? Have you ever heard homeschooling before?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, about homeschooling, yeah, I ever heard, but yeah, I just wondering about the future. Yeah, because I don't know the continuing study. Maybe when my children going to senior high school and I take homeschooling, this is like I worried to how to they continue to university. But after I hear from you, I think it's okay. I mean, as long as the children can follow, can get the good score, I think it's good to the children.
Yeah, I just also I wonder about that, but then she clarify. I mean, she explained and she confirmed about the path. There is a way to enter university from homeschool students, which is great. All right. So Mr. Sugianto, do you think what do you think about homeschooling? And I think probably you have previous expectation or previous thought about homeschooling before I explain.
Actually,
what's your thought?
My friend already to how to say, to take the children to took into homeschooling, and maybe the positive way about homeschooling is the teacher can know the how to say,
the needs,
not need, like children like football, and teacher give the how to say, deep study about all, because this student like sport, so the teacher can focus to get the
their hobby, there's something interesting.
About hobby. Because if the children going to public school, usually the education like common education, and all of the children must be follow the teacher, or must be follow the curriculum. But in homeschooling, like if they like sports, so the teacher can bring or can follow the children to about hobby, about the best way to learn something, something like that. And it is this the benefit of homeschooling, I think.
Okay, so parents can understand well and also can realize what they want and what their hobbies, and then probably more enjoyable for children to take, compared to the public school. That's interesting opinion. Yes, I think I agree with that. Despite a lot of opinions about cons. For instance, as the one of participant asked about the challenge for homeschool students when they are in the real situation. I mean, in a real environments in society. But I think it was wrong. I think it's just misunderstanding, because parents can really customize the curriculum or the way they teach, and they can involve many people. I mean, the selected people for sure, and they can have interaction with them. And she also confirmed that her son had become more polite to the older people, and they also love younger ones. So I think that's a great change of her son. And yeah, but of course, back to the parent itself, whether they are ready to undertake this, because we have many types of parents, career parents, and also they probably have a low education parents. So I think for it's really specific, so we cannot really apply all these standard to all people. And we just we have to make sure, if we I'm host now, if we want to apply this, I think we have to understand the circumstances, yeah, or the case of our family, whether we're really ready. Because if we commit to do that, I think we have to really stay on this until we just complete all the process. But sometimes a lot of challenge on the way. So I think, again, this has been validated by our speaker, that it's energy consuming and also high efforts required to carry out this study method. So what do you think about the homeschooling's progress in Indonesia? I mean, probably you have any kind of perspective about the trend of homeschooling.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Mr. Sugianto?
Yeah, thank you. For me, yeah, it's still, yeah, maybe people know about homeschooling less than 10% people from Indonesia, especially, yeah, because yeah, maybe in the news, in the discussion, in the television, is seldom to talk about homeschooling right now. Yeah, for me, I just thinking about, yeah, less than 10% people from me know about homeschooling. And I don't know, I just thinking about the future of, maybe at the first time I talked to you about the future of university when student took homeschooling. And for me myself, like the friend of student, maybe if they took into public school or, yeah, common school, they have a lot of friends, maybe in the class, like 30 or 40 people or student in the class. But in homeschooling, like only teacher can, yeah, like a teacher, but like a friend too. But yeah, maybe about socialization with friend, I think yeah, only maybe teacher, parent, and the neighbor have friend in that student.
But yeah,
Mr. Dennis, you put my dad in one room with me. It was
Oh, sorry, I don't know.
no, it
Because
was
he's
fun.
alone.
It was fun.
and and I was very lucky to meet with Nabil.
Udah kenal di kelas, ngapain di sini?
Sorry, everyone. I used to be with my partner, but it seems that my internet down. Sorry if I turn off my video.
Okay.
It's because it's raining. It used to be raining. Then okay. Everyone's back, yeah? Okay. I hope that I can still handle people here. Okay.
Mr. Dennis,
Yes, Miss Elita.
I talked to somebody in my room, Miss Mufti Nadine. He
Yes.
want to ask you something, so I
Huh?
I prefer apa?
You gave his number.
No,
Or what?
no, get number. No. I give an advice to her to talk to you in the second breakout room. So I think if he okay.
I see, I see. Oh, Miss Mufti Nadine, yeah? Yeah, it seems that it's the newest for you, yeah, Miss Mufti Nadine. Okay, and also I think for Miss Nata Dwi and also Miss yeah, some new. I'm gonna tell the I'm gonna tell everything's after this. Suddenly I lost my mind. That's my internet's down. Sorry, guys.
You're not lost your mind.
It's okay. It's
I
okay.
know. What for? Because I was actually thinking of something, but I
Plus,
couldn't find the words.
you're not losing your mind.
I was for a while. So, okay, wait.
It's okay. It's okay.
To recreate the room. Wait, how many people do we have? 10. Okay. 10, 10, 11 lah.
10.
Okay.
20.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. All right. So in room 1, there will be Miss Nata Dwi with Miss Retno Wahyu. Room 2, oh no, I'm not gonna put mom and son together. Hang on. Even though I put Mr. Harry and Miss Iran together, I don't know that one before. So wait, room 2, room. Okay. All right. Room 4, room 5. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that everyone is in the same room before. So I'm gonna open the rooms. Start from now.
Wow, I'm still all alone. I'm not sure. Now it's Miss Retno. We meet again here.
Oh,
Hi, Alta Miss.
Hai, nama Miss Irene.
How was it today? The test.
The test is easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy. The test is so easy.
Yes.
Salam. Hi, Bill.
Waalaikumsalam.
I am Iran.
Hi. Every day I always meet Nabil. Every time. Even though you are in Sidoarjo, I live in Depok. We meet almost all the time, Nabil.
Ini sudah ngobrol bareng nih.
Miss Acep, before I forgot.
No, we haven't finished talking.
Miss Acep, before I forgot, my brother live in Cidahu.
Oh, Cidahu. Yeah. I think Sukabumi, West Sukabumi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Dennis, can I talk to someone else again?
No, the time is up.
Talk to someone here.
Who, my dad?
Okay. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Siren, actually, I talked to your dad.
To Mr. Harry and Kayfaa.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Harry, and also Kayfaa, yeah?
No,
Happy birthday, Mr.
Maria.
Harry and Kayfaa.
Birthday.
Wishing you all the
Happy
best.
birthday.
Dank u wel.
Okay, nice. I wish that I can grant what Miss Faye asked, but the time is Faye. It's already 9:12.
Okay.
So
Okay, maybe
unless if you want to be the next speaker next week, no, just kidding.
Yeah, I would love to next week, but unfortunately I can't. I have another schedule for the next
no worries.
Maybe
No worries.
I'll do it for the week. I
Next 2
mean
weeks.
after, yes.
Yeah,
Week after.
yeah. I'm gonna ask you again.
That's a promise.
Inshallah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So before we'll find a new I'm sorry guys if I stick to the time because 9:15 is my time to sleep actually. So
Me too.
but because there are some new participants here, let them introduce themselves. So Brother Abdullah Ahmad, I think you are Miss Iran student. So would you
I know him.
Things. So would you mind introducing yourself, please?
Yes. Hi. Thank you, Miss Dennis Andres. My name is Abdul Ahmad. I was 14 years old. I live in Prialun Sari Prima at Depok Tanah Baru. Yeah, di Depok. And yeah, I'm Ksuper Flexischool student.
My neighbor.
Oh, you're at. Wow.
I live in Tanah Baru.
And how do you know this program from Brother Ahmad from Miss Iran?
Alhamdulillah, thanks to Nabil invite me.
Oh, Brother Nabil. Awesome. Great. We have young souls here. And again, we don't talk about ages because it's gonna be forever.
No,
ages.
please stop.
Yeah. We don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a very high gap, and that's a good one. Very dynamic. So next, we also have Mr. Harry, which is Miss Iran Miss Iran father. So would you mind introducing yourself, sir?
Dad.
Okay, introducing what?
Just introduce yourself because you just joined our meeting, if you don't mind. This is the first time for you, isn't it?
I am just a pension. I'm a retired man.
Ah, very nice.
But I still do something. I joined the Indonesian Tour Guide Association.
Wow.
I still give speech in some activities. I like about the hobbies. I like automotive. I like music. I like jazz music especially, but I like blues too. I like walking. I like cycling. Every month I go cycling. I like road biking. Sometimes ago I like cross country, but now biking, road bike. So maybe one of you or some of you have the same hobbies, same interests. I like walking, hiking.
Wow,
Many
cool.
times I go to Baduy Dalam. If you want to know about Baduy, okay, you can ask me. And then what else?
Active person.
Yeah. Is there any question too? What else?
I think that's enough, Mr. Harry. If you don't mind, you can join our WhatsApp group. So you can, because we have like 400 participants actually in our WhatsApp group, if I'm not mistaken. I share into the link. I share to the. Suddenly I cannot think. I'm sorry, guys, because I just got massage actually before I joined this meeting tonight. Suddenly, yeah, basically you can join the WhatsApp group. Thank you very much, Mr. Harry.
All right,
For
thank you.
introducing yourself,
You're
and
very
happy
welcome.
birthday.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay. And after that, we also have Miss Natadwi. Miss Natadwi, would you mind introducing yourself, please?
By the way, may I leave now?
Yes, yes.
May I leave the room
You may,
now?
you may, sir. You may.
Yes.
You
Well,
may,
there's
sir. You
something
may.
that
Thank
I
you
have
very
to do.
much.
Yes. All right.
Thank you
Nice to
very
meet
much
you
for
all
joining
here
us, sir.
in the room. And nice to
Nice
meet you too.
too.
Okay. Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.
Hi, Dad.
Good night.
Okay. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Miss Natadwi, you may introduce yourself, please.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope my video is not glitch. My name is Natadwi Anissa Nisma. I'm currently studying at Universitas Gadjah Mada. Oh, it's glitching again, so I'm gonna stop my video. I'm currently studying at Universitas Gadjah Mada. I'm in my final semester. So yeah, hello everybody. Nice to meet you guys.
May I know what
Nice to
major?
meet you too.
I'm studying biology right now.
That's so cool.
Thank you, Miss Nata. I also already accept your you asked to join our group, so we already accepted you. Thank you, Miss
Yes,
Nata.
thank you very much for accepting me.
Okay. And we also have Mr. Juanda Hatta. Would you mind introducing yourself? Sorry.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Thank you for the chance. Yeah, my name is Juanda Hatta. I work in university in North Kalimantan, Tarakan.
Very nice.
Yeah, but actually I'm Buginis from South Sulawesi.
How can we call your name, Mr. Juanda or Mr. Hatta?
Juanda.
Mr. Juanda.
Yeah, Hatta is my father's name.
Ah.
How do you know this program, sir?
Yeah, one of my friend sent me invitation, and then but she is not here actually. I'm confused actually. Why? Yeah, so I hope I can join again in the next meeting, and then you can. Yeah, you can. What is accept me in the WhatsApp group. I can join in the WhatsApp group, so I can get the information.
Thank you very much, Mr. Juanda.
Okay, thank you.
And I think just want to make sure, Miss Rahmi Al-Zufia, are you there, Miss Rahmi? Because previously you probably just silent in the group before, Miss Rahmi. Okay, no worries. And the others such as Miss Iren, Miss Brother Altamis, Mr. Herdi, Mr. Torik, Brother Nabil, Mr. Acep, Brother Kayfaa, Miss Hening, Miss Faye, Miss Elita, Miss Retno. Wait, Miss Retno Wahyu, are you the first time? I don't think you're the first time, isn't it? Just want to make sure.
No, this is my second time.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. I just want to make sure. Because if the first time, then you need to talk. Thank you, Ms. Retno, Mr. Sugianto, Sister Haura, and also Ms. Rahmi. So if you actually want to follow our Instagram, wait, we also have our Instagram, which is now the invitation. Oh, I also want to talk here before I forget. So Brother Herdi, the one who will make the invitation is going to be Brother Acep next week. And you're going to put the the how do we say? So after we finish the meeting, you can upload the some pictures or videos or whatever, and it's fine to
Oh,
make
okay.
some English education things. I forgot to
Okay.
tell you. So
Oh, okay.
sorry, I'm getting old. So, thank
That's
you.
all right.
No age gap here.
Yeah, I'm getting fat. So not good. No. Okay, so it's already 9:20. Anybody wants to be the next speaker, especially the one who already comes twice? Okay, Miss Elita, do you want to be the speaker again? Just wondering, Miss Elita. It's been a long time you gave your presentation, right?
Maybe Miss Faye, I think she's had. Actually,
She
I have
wants,
a.
but not next week, Miss
Oh,
Elita.
okay.
So
I think I can do it.
woohoo! Yes, awesome. We have the speaker and okay, someone who wants to become the moderator. Anybody wants to be the Oh, Miss Retno, you actually joined this twice, right? Do you want to be the moderator, Miss Retno Wahyu?
Yeah, actually, I'm really want to be a moderator, but I
Wait,
always
what?
no, but I always come late because I have a class before joining
You
this
broke my heart.
meeting. I have a class.
Okay.
Okay, thank
No worries.
you.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you, Miss Retno. Okay. Anybody else wants to be the moderator? Brother Nabil.
I'm newbie.
Yeah, I know. I will not choose you. Don't worry, Brother Ahmad. Brother Nabil already joined twice. Do you mind to be the moderator, Brother Nabil?
Nabil have some experience, so I think it's very good.
Go, Nabil.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no. I never accepted to say no from you. So you say yes, yeah?
Yeah.
Capres 3 jari untuk Nabil.
Yay, so proud of you, Bill. Remember, this week you also become the presenter.
Okay, so next week the presenter will be Miss Elita. Thank you, Miss Elita, and also Brother Nabil. And before we close, let's take a group picture one more time. If you can turn your camera on, that would be great. But if you cannot, it's okay. All right, let me take a picture. 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much, and see you all next week. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a great night.
Waalaikumsalam.